Hey, welcome and join your blended family for a fun Friday.
What? It's Fun Friday.
Fun Friday, and she's over here hitting me.
Yeah, I didn't mean
all those
to.
Watching the YouTube, you might notice if you're watching and not listening that we have a little different setup.
Look at this.
It's nice.
Look at this
We have a banner that
Isn't
says,
it neat?
Enjoying your blended family.
Yeah.
And it's got our, the picture of our kids and stuff like that, just us having fun, having a good time. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. It brightens things up a little bit. And just you on the podcast, hopefully I was descriptive enough that you're envisioning what this yellow sign with the black
says enjoying your blended family.
There it is. Now
with
you have
Randall
that image.
and Scarlett.
You got that image embedded in your head. Now you're with us. We are here, ready to do this. And this is a fun topic that we're going to discuss today of really trying to help stir up some creative ideas of how you can date your stepkids. So that can be one of the challenging relationships to really try to take off. So we got a few ideas, things that we've learned, things that we wish we would have known back then. And we're going to share all those with you here in just a minute. So y'all stay tuned. This is going to be a good one.
All right, so today is a Fun Friday.
Fun Friday.
Again, it's one of those topics, though. We talked about Monday, like more seriousness of it.
We were like Serious McGee, like Serious McGavin, or I don't know.
Anyways, but Mondays was more of the why. Like why it's important for us as step-parents to be present and really take the initiative in dating our stepkids, being very intentional on that relationship because it is one of the hardest, probably the hardest relationship in a blended family because you have history, you have past with your biological child, especially as a mom. I mean, you, for the most part, most of it held that baby in your stomach for all those times and you raise them, you change their diapers and dads, you wipe
all the poopy and everything.
All of that journey
the smelly stuff and you put that in the Ziplocs. Ugh.
Oh, goodness, what are you doing with your diapers? Anyways, but you have a history, you have a past, so those bonds are already there.
It's a poopy past.
But now, there was a poop joke that I had just heard the other day, and I thought that is hilarious. But anyways, you're getting me off track.
I think you need to share the poop joke.
I can't think of it. I'm thinking of it, but it was funny.
Well, there you go. The joke that was never heard. We can laugh about that one.
Oh, it was the...
Oh,
okay,
remember now?
We'll have to tell it.
Okay, this is a Fun Friday. Why not?
Yes, it's Fun Friday. So Randall and I, if you have not heard, we were taking this empty nester so serious that we are selling our house. We are in the market for an RV. We're going to do the pull behind kind of thing. And my biggest fear is the bathroom situation.
Ooh.
And because Randall and I, we went probably 6-7 years without speaking of
any potty
poop.
talk or anything.
There was no potty talk. We didn't talk about it. We didn't do that around each other.
In fact, we wouldn't have even known that each other did that deed.
We kept it completely on lock and key. It was not happening at our house. As far as he knew, I was different than all women. So we were camping one time. I'm going to speed this part of the story up to get to the real part. We were camping one time. We were out in Colorado. There were no bathrooms. We were rappelling from a mountain and, gravity was taking place. Anyways, I had to go. And so I was trying to hurry and get back. And our youth pastor was fixing to call me out. So I admitted to Randall that I do use the restroom. So it opened up this door, but we still keep it.
I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? you do that? That's so weird.
So, yeah, which is funny because Riley, our oldest Riley, his daughter, my stepdaughter, she would always joke about on their car rides to school that he would pass gas, still being politically so horribly that it actually killed a fly in the car one time.
I don't even know what that's about.
But we never discussed this stuff. But then he became a youth pastor, and the conversation started to happen more around poop. Because when you work with middle school and high schoolers,
kids like poop jokes.
You like to talk about poop. So fast forwarding into the future, we know now that both of us use the restroom, but we still keep it pretty
private.
Pretty private. You are not the couple that one's in there showering while the other one comes in and does their business. Not us. So
we're like, where's she at? I'm gonna go to the far bathroom and
they're doing dishes. This gives me about 3 minutes. So
We might have a problem. I don't know. We might need therapy on that one later.
Yes, we need poop therapy. Anyways, we are planning our RV around the fact of having bathroom on the separate side of like where the bedroom is. And then we get into conversation about having to change out the black tank.
The black tank, yeah.
The black tank. And what that's going to take.
Which is the AK sewer tank, right? So
I'm telling him that that's obviously a man job, right? Like my job is to do inside the house stuff. His job is going to be to do that. And he's like, no, it's both of our jobs.
Yeah, we threw all that stuff out the window a long time ago.
Then I started.
It's like mutual. We're
100% in this relationship here. But then I started thinking, oh crap, that means he's always going to see my crap. So I volunteered. Well, first I told him it's his job, and this is where the poop joke comes in. And you said you can use a non-cuss word. You don't remember what you said?
That's a crappy job?
Yeah. He was like, well, that sounds like you
crappy
said,
job.
That sounds like I get the crappy end of the stick, but he said the S word.
Yeah. I did.
He did.
It was, I'm sorry.
And then I was like, well, crap. He's going to be seeing all of my crap all the time. So I volunteered tribute. And I said, you know what? How about you do all the cooking and the cleaning, or all the cooking every meal, because we're going to be in this RV, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You do all the cooking. I will clean the poop. And he's like, no, we're in this together. And I was like, well, then how about I do all the cooking? Anyways, that's the poop joke. That was a really, really off topic.
That was the poop joke? I thought you really had like a joke.
No, it was a poop story. More like a story.
I thought it was going to be a quick joke. And I'm like, man, we're just like rehashing this conversation for everybody here to hear this. So, wow. Okay. Hey, y'all just learned a lot more about us.
You can edit that out.
Yeah.
If this podcast goes too long, you can take all that whole thing out.
Wow. Now, I think the people need this. I think, this could be some struggles in your marriage. Leave us comments and stuff. Do y'all have poop struggles like we do?
Are you the couple that showers while one poops, or are you the couple that
hide it
keeps it cognito
and says, it doesn't happen? So, wow. Okay. So this episode has nothing to do
absolutely zero
about talking with our stepkids.
Yeah, you started it first though.
Wow. But we're transitioning. Did you see how we're segueing into having that relationship? Because being a
stepmom or step-parent or a stepchild can be a crappy situation.
It can be a crappy situation if we allow it to, right?
Yes.
So boom, there's the segue. We did it. Go. High fives. Segue. So it really can be, but it doesn't have to be, right? But that is one of the hardest relationships that are there that we have to try to work through is how do I connect with my step kid, my bonus kid? So we use step and bonus interchangeably because a lot of people still don't know the bonus terminology. Yeah. So having the bonus kid, that's one of those relationships that how do I connect? We get a lot of people asking us that because it can be a challenge. How do I connect with my bonus kid? Because they really don't see me as their parent, or maybe we just don't have that connection. And that can be a very challenging, scary relationship, honestly. And I think a lot of bonus parents shy away from that relationship because it's easier to shy away and be like, yeah, we just don't have a relationship. I want to check out and go do my thing over there, let them do their thing, and everybody's good.
Yeah.
But you miss that fruit. You miss the coolness of really being able to be a part of your child because they are your child now, right? You're in a relationship and you're a part of that, but it's you miss that part of being in their life, right? And we don't want that. We want to be able to have a good relationship. But how do we do it? How do we have fun? How do we turn something that can be negative and just enjoy it? So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to share, we got 3 points, kind of 3 thoughts, 3 ideas that can really just help this relationship excel.
Yeah, and this part, you don't want to miss out on this part because if not, you are doing all the parenting tasks that come along with it, but you're missing out on the fun aspect, which really, if you're doing this really well, you put a little reverse on that and you get to see the positive because we like to wire our thinking on how this blended family journey is. You actually get to be that fun relationship and remove yourself out of a lot of the hard parenting stuff, and let your spouse be the face of trouble and,
you can't now before we kind of dive into the thoughts and things that we have on that.
Can of worm.
Well, we just want to give a disclaimer. That doesn't mean that we pull away from anything. We still firmly believe that you and your spouse should always be connecting on parenting, but you're doing it more behind the scenes. But the one giving the whatever it is, if it's a consequence or whatever, that should always come from the bio parent. And later on, as your relationships develop and deepen, that does transfer a little bit, right? That we can see that. But initially, when you're starting this blended family, you lean more heavy on the bio parent being the one that gives all the discipline or consequences and stuff, but you're still as a team working behind the scenes and being together on that.
Yes.
That you're not just completely backing out and being like, oh,
you have input, you have say, right. You are, valuable in that.
Because if you don't, it's going to lead to resentment, and that's going to leave you sitting there, they should have done this, and I can't believe they're allowing that kid to do this. And, and we don't want that, but that just comes from healthy communication. You and your spouse continuing to stay connected and saying, hey, this is what's going on. What do you think? And, I think this. I think this. And y'all reaching that mutual compromise for your household, right? But then the bio parent's the face of that. But that means we get to have the fun part.
Yes, you're like the cool aunt or uncle.
Yeah, we should be. We should be having fun. But so it really can. How? Yeah, because a lot of times we get kickback, right? They're like, well, you're not my parent. And it's like, no, I'm not. But I love you and I'm here for you. And I still want to hang out with you. I think you're really cool. So we should, if we can approach it that way. And sometimes whenever we get those pushbacks, it's all on approaching it with love and opportunity. So that's what we firmly believe. And you will change relationships whenever you handle your kids that way. But so the first one is explore and discover common interest.
Yeah, and I love this one. I love the word explore and discover, because there may be some things that are obvious. Like if your kid is into music or something, or into art, you may see them participating and doing those things already. But there may be other things that you don't know, or you don't know the extent of how much they enjoy those things. Or it may be that they're with you some of the time, they're with their other parent other time. You don't get to see all the things that they enjoy doing. So this discover and this explore process is for you taking time to really get to know them. If you have the opportunity, you're asking them questions. We love to say, to have this time with them where you are just asking them, what are some things that you love to do? And then be quiet and let them answer you, and not filling in the silence, but let them come up with stuff. But you can use your spouse as a resource as well. Yeah, we always talk about your spouse has that connection and that history a lot of times, depending on the kid's age and your blending. There's so many different blending dynamics, but your spouse has been with them a little longer than you. It's being able to start there and saying, hey, what are some of the things that Joey likes? I'm just throwing out a random name. I don't know. Joey. That Joey likes. What are some things that they're into, some interest, and being able to really think about that and writing them down. We always say, create a list. That way you can always refer back to the list, because there's so many things I know that I like or that you like, and we just forget about them. We get busy with life, then we get stuck doing a few of the things, and it's years later, it's like, oh, remember when we used to do this? Or I really like doing this. I haven't done this in a long time. And it's like, well, dang, I wish I would have known that. We would have been doing more of that. So it's, whenever we got this list of just things that we're keeping to where we can always refer back to it. But what we're doing is that's going to lead to number 2 is creating opportunities. So the first thing you want to do is discover and learn more. Just really discover and explore what are all those common interests. And what we mean by common interest is something that's fun for both you and them, right? If
they're big into video games and you hate video games, you're not going to connect over video games because you're going to try to force yourself, right? So you don't have to do that if you can find other things that you both like doing that you both can connect.
Start with those things. And I was going to say too, you may have a stepchild that is a lot younger and you're like, well, how am I supposed to figure this out? That's the cool part of exploring and discovering as well, is because you can take them to go do different things that maybe they haven't done before and then see if they like them. So it's not all like it has to be what they only love, but you want to start with those things, especially when they are able to tell you that, and you see their list of things and you're like, oh yeah, I like doing that too.
Well, that is, yeah, and that's great. The younger they are, the more they can start discovering who they are. And the cool thing about this is just the start, right? Because we're all constantly growing and changing and discovering new things that we like. Yeah. And so this becomes a running list. This just gives you a starting point of things to start noticing. That now going on to number 2 is creating opportunities. As step parents, bonus parents, we can't force our kids to love us, right? We can't force our bonus kids. Anytime we try to force a relationship, it's not going to go well. You're always going to get kicked back whenever that happens. Yeah. It's got to be a natural process, and it takes time. But what we found is whenever you continue creating opportunities and you continue building relationships this way, sometimes it can shorten that time span, because now whenever you're doing fun things together, it really grows relationships. You think about your best friends or, the ones that you love, your family, y'all bond more whenever you're doing fun things. You're laughing together. You're connecting together. That's fun. You're going out doing new things together. That's what really makes best friends besties, right?
Yeah, and when you're doing those things, the reason you want to be around those people more is because you are laughing. There's like just this easiness about it when you're out doing fun. Now, if you're in the step parent role and you're running them here and there and you're doing the homework after school, you're at their practice and you're doing the work oriented stuff, it still has like a pressure, a job type of it. But when you remove yourself from those things and go find these other things that you have in common and you create a moment and you're just lighthearted with it, the pressure is off,
Yeah, and you really do. You're creating those opportunities for y'all to really connect and bond. And that's what a lot of times we miss. We just step back and we wait for them to approach us, and it doesn't happen very often because they're kids, they're going through a lot on their own. They're going through a lot with the different dynamics and stuff. So when we're being proactive and we're able to create these opportunities, that's whenever things start shifting. Now, what we try to do is set yourself a goal, right? Set yourself a goal and say, okay, well, I've already done part 1, right? I've discovered and explored more of things that we both have in common. And maybe you have multiple, so you're doing this for each bonus kid that you have. But you started discovering these things that y'all have in common, and so now you're just presenting the opportunity. And we always say, try to set a goal. Maybe shoot for once a month. Once a month, trying to do something to date your step kid. And what you're doing is maybe you and old Joey. You found out Joey loves. I always love this one because I'm a big taco fan. I think Taco Tuesday should be every day, and it's not. I mean, health wise, probably shouldn't be. And I don't even get tacos every Tuesday. So that's really sad, but that's okay. So I throw tacos.
We've already got off track.
Yeah. I throw tacos out there. And now I really want a taco, but I throw tacos out there. Maybe you and Joey, it's like y'all love food and you love tacos. So you're sitting there knowing, okay, well, hey, Joey, there's this taco stand down over here. I drove by it and everything, hadn't been there. You want to go grab a taco with me? And you're presenting an opportunity, and they may say yes. And then y'all go have a taco together and y'all start talking about like, dang, that's a really good taco. Like, what's your favorite taco place? And oh, we'll have to try that next time. Let's go there. My favorite taco place is this one. And maybe, we'll go try that one too. And then we'll see which one we like better. And now you're creating these opportunities to where you're connecting over a common interest.
Yeah.
And it really is. Now that's relationship building right there at its finest.
Yeah,
and you're having fun.
For Randall, it's tacos. You insert whatever it is that you're finding in common. But if you find those things that can make a little like anticipation or that you can try out like multiple, that can become y'all's thing. Like I'm going to replace your tacos with snow cones because I like sweet, and that's usually the example that I like to use.
Taco for a snow cone? We may need to swap cards or something. Let's get a new deck.
Or whatever. But like for the snow cones, there's multiple places out there, right? Or it might be smoothies or whatever it is that you can go out and taste test different things together. So maybe you only have your kids every other weekend. And so for y'all, it's breakfast time or it's lunchtime that you're able to, okay, once a month, we go find the new whatever. And then we go and we experience that together. When you can do that, when you can hit that love point for them, you love it as well. How much more are they going to be anticipating that time to come spend with you? They're going to be like, "Ooh, I cannot wait to go over there to be able to try out the blah, blah, blah spot." Hang on. We'll be right back.
It's time to have some more blended family fun. Yeah, are you ready?
What was that?
I've been really working on this song. What do you think?
Sure. It's great, babe.
Well, it goes along with how to enjoy your blended family. The 5 dates to discover fun in your step family, the greatest thing since sliced bread for blended families.
Okay, I get it now. I feel your excitement, but why don't you tell them about it instead of singing it to them?
Wow, okay, shut me down. Why don't you? All right, let me try. When you have more fun together, you see less blended family drama. But we can get so caught up in life and problems that we miss out on really enjoying our family. So we'll walk you through 5 dates where you'll discover more fun your family loves and have a great plan to keep it going. How's that?
Pretty good. Short and sweet. I know that got them way more excited about all the fun possibilities they can experience with their family than your song did.
What? Seriously?
Well, you could have also told them that it not only creates more fun in their whole family doing this, but it also adds more fun in their marriage and gives them new ways to connect with their kids individually. It's also great for building that step-parent relationship. You could have said all that too.
I don't think you really appreciated all the work that I put in on that song.
Anyways, How to Enjoy Your Blended Family, 5 Dates to Discover Fun in Your Step Family is available for you today. Discover more fun and you'll see less problems. The link to get started is in the show notes of this episode.
Have more fun with your blended family and go on these 5 dates today. You'll be so glad you did. Yeah, yeah.
Really? You had to go there again. Let's get back to this episode.
Yeah. So, that's what we're talking about here is being able to present opportunities over y'all connecting over something that you both like. And whenever you do that, that's magical. That's the sweet spot to where it really is building that relationship. But we also have to remember we can be rejected depending on y'all's dynamics and the age of your kids and where they're at. You may be like, hey, Joey, you want to go get a taco Friday? There's this taco stand. Nah, I'm good. All right, man. Sounds good. I'll go grab a taco by myself, But, it's all on how we react to that. If we sit there and say, okay, that's cool, and we allow our feelings not to get hurt or butchered, but then we come back the next time and we present another opportunity. And maybe you get rejected, and then later you present another opportunity. The thing is don't quit. As bonus parents, we can really get our feelings hurt sometimes and feel like, oh, they never want to do anything with me. We're never going to have a relationship. And we kind of doom ourselves with that mentality. But the mentality should always be that longevity, saying, you know what? I'm going to always show up, and they're going to know, that I love them and I care for them, and I'm always going to present opportunities. Yeah. And if that relationship is that way, then I guarantee you one day they will say yes, and it will be a magical moment, and that will be the best dang taco you've ever had. So, but it really is. It's that's how, as bonus parents, we can date our stepkids, is being able to first figure out something that we both like and have a whole list of them. That way we can always present different opportunities to try to connect and date our kids over that. And, that's going out and spending money. You can think of all kinds of things, small things, big things, things that cost money, things that don't cost money. And you're looking for those ideas to be able to present those opportunities, and don't quit.
Correct. You're not going to give up. And then there may come to the season, though, for one, just a little piggyback off that. The good thing and the bad thing about raising kids is they are like a roller coaster of emotions. So there may be a season where you're not their favorite person right now, but chances are there's going to come a season where the person that is their favorite person is no longer their favorite person, and now they want to hang out with you. So that's why it's important too, not to just completely close off those doors, because right now they may be super attached. Like I know Riley, as her biological dad will be very attached to you, but then there was a season where she was more attached to me, and there's a season where she was more attached to her mom. It's just they are looking for someone in that connection, and sometimes the actual parent making all of the decisions, especially in the teenage years, is no longer the parent they want to spend all their extra time with. So you might be the one to get the bonus and the blessing during that time. So don't quit. Keep presenting the opportunity. But then even in situations in blended families, we know that we are not always around our kids. And you may be in a situation where you cannot spend physical time with them. So thinking outside the box, how can I still connect with them? This is point 3 as well. It's like you're looking for alternative ways to connect. So it might be if they live in another state or they live off somewhere where they're not by you, maybe you can be pen pals with them. Everybody loves getting stuff in the mail. So you're writing something down and sending it to them in the mail, and maybe putting a little something special in there. So they're looking forward to that and anticipating that. It might be like for me and my stepdaughter right now, she lives in another state. We don't always get a chance to FaceTime. We try to FaceTime if we can. So that's also another thing, is to be able
That's good to have that face-to-face connection than just the phone.
Yeah, and I much prefer that, and she much prefers that. We've even watched a movie together while we've been FaceTiming at the same time. So being able to do that, that's awesome as well. But even if you can't do that, one thing that I let her know that I'm thinking about her all the time is, I'll do a little bit of a spiritual one. And then in the beginning, when we were first reconnecting and there was really no contact, I would just text her every once in a while and say, hey, I just want you to know I love you, and I'm thinking about you, and I'm praying for you. Or I might share a song or something that was on my heart that I really just felt like God had placed on my heart to share with her. And I don't really know how she received it at the time, if it was something that hit her where she needed it. I just trusted my gut. But then now, even it's just silly stuff. It doesn't have to be an emotional text. When I'm watching Reels or TikToks and it's something that I know she loves, then we share it. I send it over to her. When she sees those same type things, she sends it over to me. Pretty much like any kind of funny meme. When we see animals doing weird animal things, we send that to each other. Anything that's about being awkward in public, we share those with each other, and we always are just laughing so much.
Yeah, it really is. It's looking for those alternative means whenever you're not always with your kids, still being able to connect, and that's a great thing. And I think we can get so stuck in our box, we don't know how to. And so it's really looking at these alternative means, saying, how can I, and these are little things.
Yeah.
These are just little things that you can do. But we always say little things create big benefits.
Yeah, and it may be if y'all are both readers, that y'all are reading the same book at the same time. If you both like comics, or you both like I know like a lot of kids are into anime, or like you're finding a show that you're both into. I know like you'll be into like when you're watching Stranger Things and the kids are into that, and you have like a conversation on that, but you can also be texting about that. Hey, did you see the latest episode?
Yeah. Or you saw a reel or somebody doing something, a spinoff of the show, or, whatever, and you're sharing that and you're talking about that. Or maybe it's just a random thought that you have that you send, and you're just being able to connect through now, not just here in your home, but through social media, texting, avenues like that as well.
Especially when you get that one little thing that's y'all's thing. Like I know Randall and Riley have this weird bag bird thing. And basically it was like a long time ago, there was a bag, like a Walmart grocery sack in a tree. Riley had asked what it was, and Randall was like, oh, it's a bag bird.
It's a bag bird.
Or a bag bird nest or something.
I just said it's a bag bird, and she was like, what? I said, yeah, a bag bird. And she's like, huh. I said, yeah, they just, all the bags in the tree, bag birds, that's where they live and everything. And just straight face, just being goofy. And she bought it. I didn't know she bought it. And then, it came out later that she was telling her friends at school about bag birds. And I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I shot her I was just driving. I was at a stoplight and took a picture. I saw, in the median was a tree and a bag in the tree. I took a picture of it and sent it to her and said, hey, found a bag bird, and she died laughing. It's just one of those things that you start finding these things and you communicate. And those are like small little mini dates. Those are just the connections that we're looking for to have fun together. And whenever you're doing that, you're really creating a great relationship. Because one thing I think as parents, a lot of times we're so caught up in the here and now that we forget about the long-term relationships we're going to have with our kids, even as adults. And so that's really our focus is, I'm investing a lot here, just knowing that is paying off big, for the rest of our lives, for these relationships we're going to have. We want those to be healthy and fun, and just we want to enjoy each other.
But I was just thinking about some of the times, because I know for men it's a little bit harder sometimes to connect with stepchildren. And so I just really felt like the need to mention this as well for men connecting with their kids. They may do it in a different way. Like me, it's more common or natural for me to want to step out and try to connect with my stepdaughter. But Randall, the way that he connects with my children looks different. So I was thinking about like the times when Riley Rain was sick and you use those opportunities. He's the one that would stay home because it was just a lot easier for him to stay home than me to get a substitute. And so they bonded. They're not dates, but they used the moments that they had together in that. And he was physically there taking care of her and helping her during that time. Or just thinking about like with my son and with him adulting now, and when he needs something, like Randall is the one that he calls when he needs his washer fixed, which isn't always like Randall's favorite kind of things to do, but Randall, he's there and he's showing up. So I guess I wanted to point out that it doesn't always have to even look like a date necessarily. I know this is Fun Friday, and it would be beautiful for us to just be able to go out and have the fun and the dates with our kids. But sometimes it's utilizing these moments and realizing those love languages they have. And Randall stopping what he's doing to go help in that area is his way of showing up and being present and connecting with his stepchild.
Good stuff. So that is dating your stepkids. Those are just some ideas, some ways that can help encourage you in that relationship. Because maybe you're hitting a wall and you're like, I just don't even know how to connect. Or maybe you're frustrated because you've been getting a lot of kickback and don't even want to connect. So we hope that these ideas can help encourage you to really take these and run with it, and just always show up with love and be present, create those opportunities, and let them know you're always here for them. And I'm telling you, when you do that, it pays off big. You get big rewards from that. Just the relationships that you'll have, now and later will be just beautiful.
Yeah, and I feel like we're holding on to a little bit of a secret in here, but this we pulled from How to Enjoy Your Blended Family, which is basically something where we've laid out a whole process, like a video series that walks you through this. So if you're like, okay, I need this, but I need someone to walk me step through step on how to connect with them, it all is in there laid out for you. So
yeah, definitely. If that's you, if you're wanting more, that, we'll put that down there for you. Grab that. It's an amazing resource that you could have that not only benefits that that parent and step parent relationship, but it's just a whole blended family relationship is what that's there for. But it does have that component. It walks it walks you through dating your stepkids and what that looks like, how to really do that, and how to put it on your calendar, come out with a good game plan. So that's there if you need that. That's why that's created. But it really is important. We got to keep showing up as step parents. We got to be there and create opportunities because we do get a lot of kickback. And sometimes we get the short end of the stick, but that's okay.
But this relationship doesn't end at 18. I know a lot of people are like, I'm just trying to get them till they're 18 and out of the house. That really is just the beginning of it. And if you're not putting in the time and the effort to connect now, like, you have the rest of your life as your stepchild. So it is very beneficial for you to connect. Like, don't just think I'm just surviving the next few years.
Yeah, it's a lot harder later on to establish those relationships than it is right now. You put in a lot of the tough work, the hard work, the intentional work right now, and it makes the rest of the time so much easier, and you're going to have better relationships. You're going to connect more. You're going to love more, and it's going to be beautiful. So really, dig your heels in and just know that, that it's a beautiful thing. It's a hard thing. It's not easy. I know we paint this picture. Go have fun. Go fun. And it's not, but it is challenging. But I'm telling you, it's rewarding whenever we shift our perspective a little bit and be more intentional in that area. You'll see big change. You'll see big change in your home and yourself. It really helps you in yourself as well whenever you're kind of getting outside and saying, you know what, I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm going to keep pushing forward and keeping open arms. So good stuff. Yeah. Love that. Go date your stepkids. Go have fun Friday. That was like a commercial right there.
That was like kind of a commercial.
Kind of a commercial. Well, listen, we love you guys, and we hope that this has been a blessing and encouragement. As always, if you like what you hear, give us a rating, give us some stars, leave us a comment. We love reading the comments and being able to connect with you that way as well. So we love you guys, and we will see you on the next episode. Happy Friday!
Thanks for joining us today. We hope this episode has been a blessing and encouraged your family journey.
Make sure you stay connected with us and join our weekly Blended Family newsletter. We send an email out every Friday morning full of support and encouragement.
And when you join, we also want to give you a free gift. So go get yours today. The link is in the show notes below.
Have an amazing day. Remember to enjoy the journey with your blended family, and we'll see you on the next episode.